As Barrow just come onto the field, led with their mascot Joshua Llewellyn, who's 7 years old. That's taping that, huh? Can you hear me on there? It's Joshua Llewellyn who's the Barrow mascot today. He's standing in the middle of the field as we wait for Hull Kingston Rovers to take the field. We'll go through the teams. The Barrow team first. At 1 we have Paul Salmon. On the wings it's Ian McAllister and Dave Warwick. Centres are Phil Atkinson and Brett McDermott, making his comeback after a long injury. In the halfbacks we have Tanner Manahara and Darren Holt. The front row is Ray Bashard, Dave Clark and Steve Jackson, starting his first game at number 10. His first full game, I should say, sorry. In the second rows it's Mike Whitehead and Jeff Luxon, and at loose forward the captain Jonathan Hughes. The subs are 14, Bluey Kavanagh. 15 making his debut is Sean Little. 16 first appearance for Gavin Chelton, and 17 is Ian Rollison. We'll go through the Hull KR team. At fullback we have Richard Smith. In the wings it's Kevin Gray and John Ray. In the centres we have Paul Rouse and Wetu Towie. The halfbacks are Stanley Jean and Chris Kitchen. Front row is David Luckwell, Mike Dixon and Alex Thompson. Second rows Andy Smith and Paul Fletcher, and this is a good name for me, it's M. Vasilakopoulos or something. No wonder they've been a big cheer. Vasilakopoulos, something like that. Subs is John Donahue, Craig Hardy, Des Harrison and Mike Bibby. Mini silencer held in respect of John Elliott. Used to be on the Barrow board a few years ago when Barrow won the Lancashire Cup and Second Division Championship. Been a great servant to the game of rugby league. Certainly a good servant to the amateur game. And another one who sadly passed away in the last 2 weeks was Bobby Irving, who played down here. Excellent forward for Barrow was Bobby Irving. Both sadly no longer here. Today's referee is Mr. Shaw, the linesmen are Mr. Leyland and Mr. McLaughlin. The match day sponsor is the Barrow and District LVA, and the match ball sponsor is Rayrig Rover of Barrow. Barrow's main sponsor, of course, Furness Cars. Furness Park Motors, I keep going, Furness Cars. It's Furness Park Motors, Barrow's main sponsor. And Hull KR here wanting another 2 points, top of the league at the moment, Hull KR. Barrow slightly hit by injuries and suspensions. 2 prop forwards are missing, Whiteley and Witter. Also the big loss, getting 6 matches, was the loss of Stuart Rhodes. The league, in their great wisdom, decided to hammer him with 6 matches, and yet a couple of Super League players, one Lawton the other week, watched on the telly, was put the nut on somebody through 2-3 punches, gets 2 matches. Somebody else, I can't remember who it was now, led with the elbow, and he got 2 matches and a fine. But Barrow, of course, because they're only from the Northern Ford, he gets 6 games. So it's Hull KR here with the ball. It's number 7, Chris Kitchen, all on. It's a big tester for Paul Salmon. Oh, well taken by the young Barrow fullback. Usually a winger, Paul Salmon, Great Britain under 21 international. Ian McAllister making good yards, gets away from one. Nice ball out to Paul Salmon, the fullback to beat. A good tackle, good play by the young lads, McAllister and Salmon. Here's Darren Holt. Runs into the second row man, Paul Fletcher. Plenty of experience in this lad. Too much experience, he pulls the ball out. So Barrow may try and put some points on the board. That may be a little shaker there for Hull KR. A nice break from Ian McAllister, superb backing up by the young fullback Paul Salmon. Paul Salmon, of course, usually a winger, as I said, but another one who's missing is the Barrow fullback, Stuart McGorrigan. Got a bad knee injury. He's now having to build that muscle up to play out the rest of the season and then have an operation, he tells me. But he's hoping to get a few games out of it before he goes into the operating theatre. Very good support, as you can hear, from Hull KR, the top of the league, but it's a long way to come, so all credit to the supporters here. Brought plenty of voice with them. Since Darren Holt to try and kick. It's got plenty of length and it's missed it, but he's put it dead. It's ball back. So Hull KR to restart. The wind's blowing slightly across the field. Here's Ray Bashard. Scored a good try against Workington and Barrow's last home game when they won 25 points to 12. Darren Holt obviously going to be a marked man here. Took an injury at Batley. Kicked through by Manahara, picks it up. Looking for somebody backing him up. He's pulled down by Tayowa. Here's Dave Clark, shimmying from the acting half-back. Play on still. Hull KR looking a bit vulnerable here. Here's Salmon, out to Manahara, out to Darren Holt. Misses out Jeff Luxon. Picked up by Darren Holt, goes back to Michael Whitehead. Barrow lost a little bit of ground there, that mix up with Jeff Luxon. Manahara picks up, out to McDermott, kicks to the corner. Good little kick from McDermott. Brett McDermott in at centre, has been known to play loose forward. Brett McDermott was wanted by Warrington at the beginning of the season, but Barrow obviously not going to let this lad go so cheap. Good prospect in Brett McDermott. He's in for Darren Wilson, who's away on college duties. He's going to be missing for 3 months. This is the man that they have to tackle, Stanley Jean. He's the playmaker. David Luckwell, big forward, this big prop forward, takes it up 10 metres, is about 20 metres short of the halfway line. Try to get back inside Mike Whitehead, but he pulls down Vasilopoulos. I'm going to have trouble with this one. Kick over the top, that may find touch. It's a nice kick. Vasilakopoulos. Ivor Kellen had it wrote down in bits. I think I should have done that. Be alright for his first name. Oh, well offside there. Ulkayar moved up before the ball was out. And Paul Salmon takes it up. Darren Holt out to Jonathan Hughes, the Barrow captain. Good drive from the Barrow captain, 20 metres gain. Crowd seem to think that he was laying on. Here's Dave Clark, he gains another 10. Barrow moving down the field. Brett McDermott out to Jeff Luxon. Jeff's first touch of the ball, gets it back to McDermott. Out to Atkinson, half a gap. Just pulled down by Tyler again. Here's McAllister going to the defence. Brings it, he's brought down just 12 metres short of the Ulkayar line. Dave Clarkson acting half-back. Darren Holt out to Manahara. Nice ball to Whitehead, roots round over the back. Still play on, Dave Warwick. McDermott making himself available. Chips over the top again. Taken over the line by Richard Smith. Just a little bit too deep by Brett McDermott. Mike Dixon taps the ball, gives it to the man who just took the high ball, Richard Smith, ex-Halifax player, Richard Smith. Tyre Kitchen out to Jean, showing the ball, drops it off inside. Good cover up though on Paul Fletcher by Barrow. Well, they've been laying on and he lets it go. I hope he's not going to start bending the top team. So it's Barrow on the back foot, 25 metres from their own try line. Here's the big prop forward, Luckwell. Good tackle from Jackson. Dixon gets away from his marker, Salmon to beat. Good tackle by Mike Whitehead, pulling him back. Barrow maybe stretched here. Out to Stanley Jean, shows the ball. Good tackle from Darren Holt. Richard Smith acting half back, out to Kitchen. Long ball out to Fletcher. Looking for a man on the inside. 4 tackles gone. Dixon acting half back, he's going a lot from the acting half back position. Try to barge his way over, is Alec Thompson. Going to move it out, he's going to try and put it along the floor. Good tackle by McDermott on Paul Rouse, excellent tackle. Here's Dave Warwick having to come in to help the forwards out. As big as a forward, this left wing man. Dave Clark sees a gap. Well, centre there, Paul Rouse not onside. Well, that's got to be laying on at last. He's got it. I think the wingman Kevin Gray was saying he was held down, but Paul Rouse was the man who was holding on, lying over the top. So at least he's been fair, the referee, that's 1 each. Dave Clark out to Jackson. Good tackle from Vasilopoulos. Here's Bishard driving the ball up. Good drives here by the Barrow forwards, doing the work at the moment. Darren Holt brings it on the inside, gets away from one. Out to Michael Whitehead, back to Darren Holt. McDermott making himself available again. Over the top to Bishard. Out to Jeff Luxon. Loose pass. Dropped on by Alex Thompson, the Ulkayar prop forward. Here's Stanley Jean. Good tackle low by Jonathan Hughes. Second row man, Andy Smith. Barrow getting the tackles in. Obviously, Ulkayar a bit frustrated, the supporters. Good tackle again by McDermott on Chris Kitchen. Followed the ball. Good tackling again, but he slipped the ball out. It's out to Gray. Gives it out to Stanley Jean. Long ball out to Tiowa. Gets away from his marker. Back inside to Jean. Good cover back. Good tackling by Darren Holt. But the hooker's still going. He's looking for a backup. It's inside. Barrow having to regroup. Ulkr keeping the ball alive. Good play by Ulkr, but Barrow getting back. It's out to Vasilopoulos. He puts the ball through and it's just shepherded dead by Paul Salmon. Good bit of play by Ulkr, but also excellent tackling back cover, tackling by Barrow. 10 minutes gone, still 0-0. But end-to-end stuff at the moment. Here's Ray Bishard. Dave Clark goes in at the acting half-back position. Out to Steve Jackson. He's well covered by Vasilopoulos. Here's Jeff Luxon. Good drive, a good tackle by the little hooker, Mike Dixon. Darren Holt coming down the blind again, gets away from one. Out to Hughes, but he's covered up by the wingman, Paul Rouse. Clark, out to Michael Whitehead. Looking for somebody with him, Michael Whitehead. Gives the ball, he's got to have somebody backing him up his backside. Manahara, out to Darren Holt. He's going to kick to the corner. That's a nice little kick that's going, ooh, just bounces badly. And it's going to go touch and goal, so it'll be a 20-metre tap to Ulkr. It'll be very warm out there for the players. Wind, it's slightly overcast as you can see, but still quite warm, especially if you're playing. Here's a second row man, Andy Smith. Eventually put to ground by Jackson and Clark. David Luckwell takes it up to the halfway line. He's an Aussie, the prop forward, Luckwell. Here's Paul Fletcher. He's been around a bit, gets it out to this hooker again. Good ball out to Stanley Jean. He's got Salmon to beat. Oh, good cover back, but it's a try. Rolls over. Stanley Jean goes in. And a lot's coming from this Mike Dixon. They're going to have to get the markers working on this lad. He's made big yards from the acting half-bixes. Stanley Jean used the referee well there. Paul Salmon had to spin and the referee was in the way. There's nothing illegal about it. He did get back, tapped his ankle, and Ian McAllister come from nowhere, but the momentum just rolling over took Stanley G over. About 10 metres to the side of the post for Ulkr's first try. And it's 2 points. So first point's going to Ulkr. But to say this little hooker, this number 9, Mike Dixon, he's not being picked up. Good backing up by Stanley Jean. Took the ball, plenty of pace there. Took him away from the Barrow defence. Darren Holt kicks, restarts. Good tackling again by Bishard and Dave Clark on Vasilopoulos. Here's the little hooker again. It's causing some havoc. He seems to be hard to get to ground. I don't think he played that one. Well noticed by the referee, Mr. Shaw. So chance here for Barrow to get 2 points back. About 1600 people here, I think. Maybe not that today. I thought there'd be a lot more for this top of the table clash, but of course Barrow lost the last game again. Last two in fact away from home. Had I think it was 13-14 point lead. No, it was about 18 point lead I think at Batley. It turned round and we're beaten 31-18 or something like that. As Darren Holt comes in, and it's 2 points. So it's okay to restart with Kevin Gray. Kicks deep. Taken by Bouchard. He's brought down by Mike Dixon. Here's Jackson. Runs into the big Aussie. Dave Luckwell. 10 metres inside their own half. Michael Whitehead. Jeff Luxon takes it up to halfway, slips the ball out to Clark, back to Manahara, out to Whitehead, Holt, gap opens, good tackle by Chris Kitchen, holding down, the tackle had been made, can't argue with that one. Mr. Shaw, you could hear him from up here. Said the tackle's made, they come in and had another go. Okay, yeah, not very happy, but I think you got to be on the serious side. And shout all they want. It has been given, and that's all there is to it. So it's up to Darren Holt to see if he can convert it. It's a good kick and it's 2 points. Blow all they want. So just 2 points in it, 6 points to 4. Picked by Jeff Luxon, gives it back to Bouchard. Straight into a strong old KR defence. One of them men in there is a little Luca Dixon. Here's Jackson. Good yards from the young Steve Jackson, only 18 years of age. Another good prospect for Barrow. Here's Jeff Luxon. Throws the ball out, goes to Dave Clark. Gets away from Fletcher, back inside to Hughes. He's tackled by Jean. Manahara comes down the blind side, gives it to McDermott. Gets away from one. Out to Dave Clark, back to Manahara. Back to Michael Whitehead. Try to slip the ball out, he's still going, Michael Whitehead. Loses it. Picked up by Paul Rouse. Jean. Out to number 10, Alex Thompson. Ex-Sheffield player. Ball comes out. Vasilopoulos out to Stanley Jean. Tiowa. Good cover tackle from Phil Atkinson. Stanley Jean. Out to the Kitchen, the scrum half. OKR shout long enough, they may get this penalty. Dixon. Out to the fullback, Richard Smith. Try to find a way through. Kevin Gray. Out to Dixon. Gives it to the prop forward, Luckwell. He's pulled down 10 metres inside the Barrow half as Dixon goes acting half-back. Long ball out to Vasilopoulos. Out to Stanley Jean, coming at pace, running out wide, but he's well policed by the Barrow defence. There's a points to the air. Manahara chases the kicker. Not enough. Oh, good tackle. Oh, nice ball out. And it's number 4, Tiowa, who goes in. But what were Barrow doing again? Held off the kicker. Chris Kitchen, he pointed. Usually that's a good sign that they're going to run it. There's only one man who come up to chase that kick, and that was Tanner Manahara. But you say usually when they point in the air, they can usually say that they're going to run it. It's always a ploy. I'll put my hand up in the air, but I'm going to run it. And Barrow didn't come up to it. And it's another good kick through the post. So just as Barrow looked like they were coming back into it, they break away again and score. So Darren Holt to restart. Out to Rouse. He's well tackled by McDermott yet again. Gray. Kitchen. Vasilopoulos out to Jean. Well covered up by Manahara. Chased him all the way. But he's standing out wide, this Stanley Jean, doing his running out wide. It's out to the second row man, Andy Smith. Pulled down 10 metres inside his own half. Dixon. Out to Kitchen. Vasilopoulos back inside to Fletcher. He gives it back to Kitchen. Oh, that's offside. And he's give the knock on. A little bit too much from Kitchen. So 8 metres inside the OKR side of the field. It's a scrum down. It'll be Darren Holt to feed. Comes out to Manahara. He gives it to McDermott. Taken by Paul Rouse. Warwick. Pulled down by Fletcher. I think he got hurt there and all, did Warwick. Jackson looked to forward pass. Dave Clark. Back to Manahara. Nice ball out to Hughes. Wrapped up by Rouse. Manahara out to Darren Holt. Shows the ball. Ooh, nearly on and through the gap. Play on. Back to Atkinson. Out to McAllister. Plenty of cover coming across. Well, I think he's rubbed the tackles off, so it's another set of 6. Michael Whitehead drives for the line. 5 metres short the old line. Barrow on the attack. Dave Clark out to Darren Holt. Manahara out to Hughes. McDermott out to Warwick, and he's into the corner. Nice bit of play by Barrow, and Dave Warwick goes in at the corner. Thought he was injured a minute ago, but he's still looking a bit not too good. But he goes in. What time are we on now? 26. OKR lead, and a nice bit of play there from Barrow, moving the ball. 2 long passes, one from Darren Holt, one from Manahara, and a nice ball out to Dave Warwick. He had an open field. Looking like Brett's had a cut to the eye now, bit of an injury prone lad this. Had a bit of tape put on. Alec Bradley back. I know he was on holiday, he missed the last game. So Darren Holt with a touchline conversion attempt. He'll be kicking into a strong wind here. Pulls it wide. Okay, giving Darren Holt a bit of stick, but I bet they wish they had him on their books. And Alex Thompson gone off, being substituted. And it's number 16 who's on, Des Harrison. Luxon out to Bishard again. Good tackling from the OKR forwards. Here's Jackson. Runs into Luckwell, he's wrestled to the ground. Michael Whitehead cuts back inside. Dave Clark out to Jeff Luxon. Gets the ball out to Dave Clark. Try to get one over the top. Ooh, and just holds on to it, but he takes it just inside the old KR line. Bishard out to Salmon. Barrow's a bit bare at the back. Here's Jeff Luxon. Paul Salmon up into the line. His last tackle, Darren Holt puts the ball up, all on I think. Well taken by the fullback Richard Smith. In fact, maybe could have been a penalty there because it looked like McDermott tackled him when he was in the air, which is illegal now. Here's number 4, Tyower, the try scorer. Dixon off again from the acting halfback. The markers are not working. Does the little dummy and goes through. Goes back. This time Kitchen decides he'll play it up there. Oh, well taken by Paul Salmon. He runs straight back at the old KR players and takes it back inside the old KR half. Here's Dave Warwick. Good yards from the wingman. Takes it up another 10 metres, just short of the 30-metre line. Jackson. They are a bit closer forward passes them. Oh, and a mistake there. Picked up by Manahara. Drops it back inside to Atkinson. Ooh, gets half away. Good cover tackle back by Tyower again. That's 3 tackles he's done. Dave Clark taking it down, back to... And it's going to be in by Bishard. He's in for his second try, this Ray Bishard. I think OKR, well, they're not complaining about the forward, the crowd are, but OKR seem happy with it. Was a bit of a mess up, but it was a nice ball from that man Tanner Manahara out to Dave Clark. Dave Clark gives it to Ray Bashard, or is it Dave Clark who's gone in? No, it's Ray Bashard. 2 tries, 2 games. Points apiece. Barrow coming back well into this game. Did you say it was raining? As the rain starts to come down, I hope it's not much. And they're making another substitution, Hull KR. It's number 8 who's going to go off, David Luckwell. So it's Darren Holt again with a conversion from the touchline. There's a roar from the crowd and it's through the post. So Barrow in the lead for the first time, 14 points to 12. Kicking deep again. It's going to be taken by Manahara. Ooh, risky ball at this time of the game, but Bashard takes it well. May have taken a knock there, Ray Bashard. It's out to Jackson. Good run from this young prop forward. And I've seen this lad, he's a ball handling forward. When he gets a little bit more experience behind him, he's going to be one heck of a prospect, this Steve Jackson. Here's Jeff Luxon. Gets the ball away to Dave Clark, out to Darren Holt. Comes back on the inside. Half a gap. Just held on by Paul Fletcher. McDermott. Out to Manahara. Tries the chip over the top. Oh, well played by the fullback Richard Smith. Had to take that ball. Stanley Jean out to Tyrowett. Try to cut back inside, but the Barrow defence getting round him. Stanley Jean acting half back. Picks it up, gives it to the sub who's on, Michael Bibby. Dixon out to the other sub. Des Harrison. Dixon, Bakalopoulos, takes it just over the halfway line. A good bit of defence by Barrow. Dixon goes back to Kitchen. He's running again, but he's bottled up this time. It's hand over. Barrow picking him up this time. Manahara out to Bashard. Takes it just over his own 10-metre line. Salmon out to Jackson. He takes it up to the halfway line. Salmon, Jeff Luxon now, he'll drive it up. Back to Salmon, out to Manahara. Hughes, out to Atkinson. Good cover again by Tyrowett. McAllister, out to Hughes. Darren Holt. Half a gap, out to Whitehead. Forward pass. Darren Holt shakes his head. And Barrow making a substitution. Gavin Cheltenham coming on for his first appearance in the first team this year, replacing young Steve Jackson. Had a good 30 minutes. Here's Stanley Jean out to the fullback Richard Smith, being chased across the field by Phil Atkinson. Tyrowett. Good bit of defence again by Barrow. Dixon out to Kitchen. Vakalopoulos tries to slip the ball out, but comes back into his hands. Dixon out to number 16, Des Harrison. He's held up on the halfway line. Dixon, Kitchen, out to Jean, showing the ball, wrapped up, gets it to Tyower, he gets away, last tackle, comes back to Kitchen, got men over here, Ulkayar, out to Dixon, oh, and it's left. And Paul Rouse should have taken it really, had a man over. So Dave Clark to play the ball. Gavin Cheltenham's first touch of the ball. Thrown onto his back by Andy Smith and Des Harrison. Here's Bishard. Done a good job this first half, this Maori prop forward. Clark out to Jeff Luxon. Tackled by Vakalopoulos. Manahara. Nice ball out to Michael Whitehead. Cuts back inside. Now then, it's out to McDermott. He gets away. Back to Michael Whitehead. Grant just made a line. Covered back by Dixon. McDermott out to Manahara. Dave Clark slips the ball back to Manahara. Oh, and it's a good tackle back by that man again, Tyower. But a good bit of play by Michael Whitehead. Good tackle again, Brett McDermott. Oh, and a loose pass picked up by Vakalopoulos. Stanley Jean slips. Ian Rawlinson on the back on the field. I think Jeff Luxon took a knock. Here's Kitchen out to number 16, Des Harrison. As we move up to the half-time hooter. Last tackle. Ulkayar tried to run the ball. Well, I thought he held his hand up for last tackle, but it can't have been. Vakalopoulos out to Kitchen. Finds the wingers out of position. Finds touch. 20 metres from the Barrow try line. That when Ulkayar made that break a minute ago, I noticed that Jeff Luxon went down. That's what left Barrow a bit short on this side. They were a man down, and obviously he's taken a knock, and on's come Ian Rollison. Here's Paul Salmon. Good tackle by Stanley Jean. Darren Holt out to Jonathan Hughes. Another good tackle by Jean. Well, he shouldn't have been in there. Lucky to get away with that one. Here's Ian Rollison. Drives it up to 10 metres short of the halfway line. Dave Clark out to Gavin Cheltenham. He's going to take it up to the halfway line. It's good play here in this first half by these Barrow forwards. Manahara switches play out to Michael Whitehead again. Wrapped up this time by Paul Fletcher. Last tackle. Manahara out to Darren Holt. Looks for the corner. Picked up by Gray. Good chase by the Barrow defence. Zero tackle, 10 metres from his own try line. It goes out to Richard Smith. He's well tackled by Ian Rollison. Stanley Jean. Out to the centre, Paul Rouse. Gains good yards, Paul Rouse. Mike Bibbit. It's out to Des Harrison. Ulkayar drive it up to 10 metres short of the halfway line with 5 tackles. Dixon tried to get away, but he's picked up this time. Well taken again by young Paul Salmon. Can't get away from the second row man, Andy Smith. Ex-Hull player Andy Smith. Here's Ian McAllister, sees half a gap. Takes it up a good 10 metres, saves his forwards a run. Clark out to Manahara. Nice ball out to Michael Whitehead. Tries to shove off Vakalopoulos. Brett McDermott in at acting halfback. Ray Bishard. Good drive again from the big number 8, and he's offside. Dave Clark takes a quick tap, but he's pulled down by Kitchen. Maybe a go for goal would have been better. Here's Darren Holt. Long ball out, taken by McAllister. Good pick up by the wingman, Ian McAllister. But he's wrapped up by Tyower. Not much got past this centre. Atkinson out to Holt. Rollison on a charge. Pulled down 10 metres short of the Hull KR try line. Here's Dave Clark out to Hughes. Michael Whitehead cuts back inside and he's got the ball down. Nice try from the second row man, young Michael Whitehead. And Hull KR supporters have gone very, very quiet. But when Barrow move this ball, they look a damn sight more dangerous than Hull KR. Well, that's the confidence of this Barrow team nowadays. I thought they may have gone for two with half time approaching, but no such thing. They go for the tries now. It was Dave Clark took the quick tap, drove the ball down the field, and Hull KR worked back, looking a bit tired. He drove them back, and then Barrow moved it from one corner to the other. Michael Whitehead, he's had a good first half as well, cut back inside and went in about 8 metres wide of the post to make it 18 points to 12. And this is with 4 or 5 Barrow players missing, so this shows what the spirit is down here at Craven Park now. These lads have come in, and you wouldn't believe that there was anybody missing the way they've played this first half. It's Darren Holt, chance to stretch the lead again. And it's another 2 points. So half time approaches, we'll go into the scoring. After a bit of early pressure, it was Hull KR who come away with the spoils when that man Jean, he went over on 15 minutes to make it 4 points to 0. It was an easy conversion by Gray to make it 6 points to 0. But just a couple of minutes later, a penalty for interference at the play of the ball, and Darren Holt pops up and puts the goal between the posts to make it 6 points to 2. And then 4 minutes later, again Hull KR were the offenders, and they give Darren Holt put another chance to put another penalty over to make it 6 points to 4, and Barrow were back into it. But a little fainted kick by the Hull KR scrum half Chris Kitchen. Barrow stood off him, he ran at the defence, slipped the ball out, and there was Tyower to go over by the post to make it 10 points to 4. An easy conversion by Gray, making it 12 points to 4. But then Barrow came back, they moved the ball wide, and in the free running at the corner for the wingman Dave Warwick on 26 minutes to make it 12 points to 8. Darren Holt missed the conversion. Then Barrow come back again just 4 minutes later, and it was that prop forward come storming on the ball again on 30 minutes, and he went over Ray Bouchard to make it 12 points apiece. Darren Holt converted from the touchline to put Barrow in the lead for the first time, 14-12. And I think Hull KR wondered what was happening to him, and Barrow really piled on the pressure. They got a penalty there with 2 minutes to go. I would have thought they'd gone for a penalty, but not this Barrow team nowadays. It was Dave Clark, took a quick tap, drove the ball to the line, and then from the resulting play, Michael Whitehead took the ball, looked like he was going to pass, dummied, cut back inside, went in by the post, 18-12. A nice conversion from Darren Holt to make Barrow 20, Hull KR 12, and a good first half approaching. Second half to come, sorry. do a bit till your mum comes. I don't know where she's gone. Is it on? Are you off, yeah? Is it raining? Here we go for the second half. It's Barrow. Here. Just let him have that cup of tea, she won't be a minute. Paul can stand up here and watch for a minute. Second half underway, Barrow leading 20 points to 12. And Hull KR be looking for an early score to get back in this game. Dixon out to Fletcher. Gets away from Michael Whitehead, back to Dixon. Nice ball out to Kitchen. Going down the field. Salmon half stops him. Good cover back by Dave Warwick. Another sub on, it's John Donahue. Out to Vakalopoulos, back inside. Good tackle by Ian Rollison. It's the last tackle. Stanley Jean. Out to Donahue. Puts the ball through. Far too hard. So Barrow weather that first early storm. Does he want loosening now? Dave Clark gives it to Ray Bouchard. Good tackling from Fletcher. Here's Gavin Cheltenham. Barrow forwards in the first half, just drove it up, get the yards. Dave Clark dummies away from the acting half-back position. And it's Kevin Gray who's gone off. Alt out to Manahara, over the top, finds touch. So it's a scrum down, 10 metres inside the Hull KR half. Hull's head and ball. And Donahue has gone to the acting half, to the scrum half position. He is Jean, dummies, but wrapped up by the Barra defence. Out to number 16, Des Allison. Over the top to Stanley Jean. Wrapped up by Michael Whitehead. Policing this standoff well at the moment. Oof, lucky to get away with that one. Mike Bibby wasn't expecting it, I don't think. Tyower out to Donahue. Seems to have been brought in for the kicking. Oh, knock on. Looks like Donahue's been brought in to try and break this Barra defence up with the little kicks over the top. And I'm just trying to see what they've done with Kitchen. I don't know whether he's gone off or Donahue's gone to the scrum half position. Here's Paul Salmon, pulled down by Jean. Hughes tries to get back inside, pulled down by Vakalopoulos. Dave Clark out to Michael Whitehead. Good tackle from Paul Fletcher. Oh, gaining a little yard or two there. Here's Gavin Cheltenham. Back out to Clark. Opens up halfway through the gap. Back inside to Manahara. Out the back door. Comes to Phil Atkinson. Showing the ball. Back to Salmon. Over the top. Manahara. Back to Dave Clark, it's still on. Out to Hughes. McAllister gets away from one, gets away from two. Going for the line. Oh, and he just can't get it down. Step back, Paul. Step back, that's it. Manahara out to McDermott. Oh, he's well wrapped up by Rouse. Maybe a drop. It's gone to Darren Holt. He's going to have a drop. And it's a point. the way to do it for Barrow, because it's also ball back when they do the drop, a point and ball back. 21 points to 12. Donahue kicks deep, well taken by Rollinson. Runs into Tyowit, no head guard now for the centre. Here's Bashard. Dave Clark. Gavin Cheltenham. Good run by the prop forward. Barrow finding a few gaps up this middle, which is a bit surprising. Here's Dave Clark. Michael Whitehead. Bounces off one. Back out the back door. Down to Tanamanara. Back to Hughes. Out to Salmon. At number 3, Paul Rouse coming in. He's playing on the wing now. He's pulled down. Here's Hughes. Out to Manahara. McDermott juggles with the ball. Back to Manahara. Half a gap. Looking to pass it. It's out to Salmon. Back to Darren Holt. Out to Rollison. McAllister to chase for the corner. And he's going to go in. Oh, and he's given forward. No way was that forward. Absolute garbage. That was a perfectly good pass there from Ian Rollison, and how we could give that, I do not know. That was a really poor decision by Mr. Shaw there. Ian Rollison, Ian McAllister must have been 2 yards behind. And he shakes his head, and I don't know, I understand why. That wasn't even on the borderline, that one. But anyway, it's a scrum down. And it's Donahue, gives it to Jean. Out to the fullback, Smith. Gets a nice ball out to Rouse. Good covering by Manahara. Kitchen. Good tackling by Barrow. Ian Rollison went in there, thundered in. Here's number 17, Mike Bibby. Wrestle to the ground. All KR supporters saying back up. Vakalopoulos out to Tayoe. Knock on. And Darren Holt applauds the decision. I may have been a bit harsh there on Mr. Shaw. I didn't notice whether his linesman had give it or not. Maybe I was a bit harsh. I thought Mr. Shaw may have given it, but it could have been that it was the linesman who gave it. But it was definitely not forward. Darren Holt feeds out to Manahara. Back to Holt. Well chased by Stanley Jean. Just chased the ball right across the field. McDermott. Back to Clark. Out to Manahara. Have they won? Nip back over, go back over the stand. Just go over the stand, have a seat. Do you like dropping a bit high? So there's a knock on the halfway line. Linesman's having a talk with something. And he's going to pull out the full back. Must have been something going on off the ball. It's the full back, Richard Smith and Brett McDermott, who's having a talk too. But I think it'll still be a scrum down. And Steve Jackson comes back on the field for Ray Bashard. Donahue feeds, come out to Stanley Jean, tries the kick through to Chase. Ian McAllister covers back well played by the Barrow wingman. Good play there from Ian McAllister. Shouting for a penalty, but Tyre underneath, can't get away. It's a good tackle on Ian Rollison. Hull KR getting a bit wired up now. Well taken by Atkinson. Starting to swing the big arms now though, Hull KR. Here's Jackson. Gets away from one. Referee needs to start taking a close look at some of these swinging arms. Here's Michael Whitehead. Back to Clark. Half a gap opens and Clark's off up the field. Chased by Donahue. Good tackle from Donahue. And that's going to be a penalty. You what? Now he's pulling out the old KR captain tie away. He's enjoying it. Well, the tackle had been made. Dave Clark tried to get up and he's messing about from Donahue. The crowd is starting to change now. They're starting to shout, "Hull KR, get it together," but you can't take out away from this Barrow tackling at the moment. So a chance for Darren Holt to put another 2 points onto the board. Not a lot of wind there now, but we can't really tell with the flag being at half-mast. I think it's actually blowing down the field now. I think that's why Hull KR are kicking so much this half. So it's Darren Holt with the conversion attempt. It's about 16, 18 metres inside his own half. About 12 in from touch. It's a big kick, no shout, but it's gone dead. It's ball back. .50 minutes gone. 21 points to 12. Donahue kicks deep. Bounces away from Gavin Cheltenham. Picked up by Paul Salmon. Slips. Darren Holt out to Steve Jackson. Good yards by the prop forward. Dave Clark. He's finding the gaps. He's as bad as Dixon in the first half. McDermott out to Manahara. Out to Rollison. Hull KR supporters shouting for everything now. Manahara out to Hughes. Dummies, gets back inside. Try to get the ball away to McAllister. Last tackle. It's Manahara. Sees the gap. Kicks over the top. Ooh, and it's taken out of the air by the wingman, John Ray. And Jonathan Hughes goes down. Raking the ball out, Gavin Cheltenham. Barrow giving away the penalty. Would have been better try to keep him there. Kitchen with the kick. Oh, and I don't think that's found touch. And it hasn't, it's taken by Salmon. Hasn't dropped a ball yet, this young fullback. He's pulled down by Donahue. Well, he's got his feet all over him. Stanley G keeps gaining the yards. He's there again. He's just slightly getting in front of the referee. Gaining a yard. Here's Jackson. Well, Hull KR can't argue about his laying on. There's a bit of it going on. Here's Darren Holt. Nice ball out to Manahara. He's got the fullback to beat. He's taking him back inside. Jonathan Hughes. Dummies. Out to Manahara. What a superb try. Absolute beautiful play from Barrow. And that was a beautiful bit of play by Barrow. It was Manahara sitting the gap, thought he was going to go on his own. He looked for Jonathan Hughes, he come off his shoulder. He looked like he was going in, but no, he gives it back to Manahara. And Manahara goes in about 20 metres in from the corner flag to make it 25 points to 12. Well, who would have guessed this? Barrow with about 6 players missing. Would never have thought that this score would have been on the board at this time in the game. Whatever happens now, Barrow certainly give a good showing here. 25-12. And the backing up in this Barrow team is absolutely superb at the moment. You can't take anything away from them. And it's Darren Holt, and it's another 2 points. $27 points to 12 now. Barrow leading, and Ulkayar throwing on some more substitutes, changing the team again. Another 10 minutes, a big 10 minutes now out of Barrow. Can keep OK out of it. And it's Vakalopoulos who's gone off, thankfully. Donahue tries the short one. Easily take for Atkinson. And on comes Craig Hardy, his first chance to be on the field. Here's Dave Clark zooming away from that acting half-back position again. What a game this Aussie little Luca's had. It's been a superb bye here for Barrow this hooker. Here's Manahara out to Rollison. Over the top, they're obviously getting wound up, this Ulkayar. And it's the Ulkayar captain of all people. Here's McAllister. Good strength from the wingman, holding 3 forwards up. Clark out to Holt. Back to Gavin Cheltenham. Tackled 10 metres inside the Ulkayar half. Darren Holt. He'll kick for the corner. Comes off the Ulkayar man. Taken by Alex Thompson. Back to Richard Smith. Chased across the field. Held up by Atkinson. And Manahara goes down. Looks like he's taking a knock. Can't lose him. Tyaway. Dixon out to Donahoe. Gives it to the prop forward, Alex Thompson. He's wrestled back by this Barrow defence. Superb at the moment, this Barrow defence. Here's Dixon. Out to number 16, Des Harrison. 10 metres short of the halfway line, just in their own half. Here's Donoghue. Out to Stanley Jean. Gives it to Tyaway. Tries to get inside Rollison, but he holds onto his shirt. Barrow stopped Ulkayar getting inside their half with that set of 6. A little chip over the top. Oh, well covered up by Darren Holt. Seen it coming up. Hopefully it's a knock to that knee. He's got a bad knee, Darren Holt. Referee wants somebody else to play. I don't think he seems happy with it. Steve Jackson, hope that it isn't that knee of Darren Holt's. No, it's the other one, I think. Here's Michael Whitehead. This lad's had a good game, Michael Whitehead. And an attack to the head from Dixon. Michael Whitehead shakes his head. I don't blame him either. Here's Atkinson. Clark out to Manahara. Hughes tries to straighten up, takes it over the halfway line. Last tackle. Darren Holt still being attended to. It's out to Manahara. Kicks the ball up the field. Just quite happy to get it up there. Fielded by Smith. Good tackle by McDermott. And Dave Clark's up there as well. Donoghue comes away from the acting half-back position. He's pulled down 12 metres inside his own half. Oh, and Ulkayar looking for players now. There's nobody there running with Fletcher. It's out to number 16, Des Harrison. Takes it just over the halfway line. Dixon out to Donoghue. Out to Kitchen. Tries the chip through, and it's a good kick. Oh, it's well picked up. Nice inside ball. Good covering, it's the last tackle. Kitchen going down the blind side. Oh, he's dropped it! He dropped that ball! What a good decision there by the referee! Spot on! Right there, give credit to Mr. Shaw for that one. It's payback time for the try he disallowed. He was right on the spot and Kitchen dropped the ball. But Barrow got to maybe have a word with Salmon. He's got to start covering up this kick. It's coming up into the line, there's no need for him to be up in the line now. We're 27 points to 12 in the lead. Jackson. Clark. Out to Rollison. Drives it up to the halfway line. Michael Whitehead. Runs into Donahoe. Dave Clark. Looking for the gap again. Picked up by Stanley G. Manahara. Out to Darren Holt. Gone high, offside, one of the barrowmen. Oh, and there's a mess up. There, and it's a chase, and it's in the try. Dave Warwick, what a ball! What a disgrace from the two Hull KR players. But Dave Warwick says thank you. What a mistake there by the two Hull KR players. One of them's down injured, but there can't have been a shout there. There can't have been a shout there from one of them, and the two players just run into each other. There was plenty of time. Plenty of time for both players, but neither of them must have called for it, and it was Smith the full-back. And Dave Warwick, all he had to do was touch the ball down, and it's Paul Rouse who the other one was. He's taken a knock to his knee. But I don't think the Hull KR coach will be too happy with that. As Darren Holt lines this kick up. And the cheers tells you it's over. $33 points to 12. Hull KR throw somebody else on. And Gavin Cheltenham being replaced. Ray Bashard back on the field. Donahue kicks high again. Taken by Paul Salmon, and back out to Ray Bashard, fresh on the field. Good tackling by the Hull forwards, Fletcher and Harrison. Here's Steve Jackson. Here's Dave Clark, out to Rollison. Good yards from the big prop forward here, Rollison. Local lad doing well. Here's Darren Holt. Gets through the gap, away from one, away from two, over the line, out to Manahara. Well, we can't keep up with this game today. Here's Clark going up the blind side. Oh, and a poor ball to Hughes. Just one little too many, Jonathan Hughes. But it's been a hell of a game today. It's been hard to keep up with this play of Barrow. Here's Kitchen, out to Stanley Jane. Oh, and it's a mess up again. Picked up by Paul Salmon. And things going from bad to worse for Hull KR. Here's Dave Clark, out to McDermott. Tries to find the gap. Ooh. And what a good show he's put in at the centre, this Brett McDermott. Here's Dave Clark out to Bishard. He's looking for his second try. It'll do from there, we'll work from there. Steve Jackson going to go, he deserves a try, does this lad? He's going for it. Pulled down 5 metres short. Dave Clark out to Darren Holt. OKR coming up quick. Manahara drops it back inside to Hughes. Back to Manahara. Shows the ball. Out to Atkinson. Is he going to get there? He's got it in! And it's another try, and it's Manny Phil Atkinson. The try scoring machine at the moment, Phil Atkinson. £37 points to 12. Well, I don't even think Barrow will let this one go. This is unbelievable. And nobody can take anything away from this Barrow team. It's been absolutely superb performance. They were 12 points down at one time, but they've come back and they've absolutely destroyed this old KR. Just 15 minutes remaining. And it looks like Tanner Manara leaving the field. I think they think the points are in the bag. And Bluey Kavanagh coming onto the field. They've decided that he's done enough, Manahara. He's got to sit down the last quarter of an hour. And he's been tapped on the shoulder by Maurice Evans, the Barrow director. So Darren out with the touchline conversion attempt. And there's a roar from the crowd, and it's another 2 points. £39 points to 12. Well, it's just a shame that there's not more people coming to see this Barrow team now, because whatever else, they certainly put on the entertainment here at Craven Park. This is as good a performance as I've seen for a long time from a Barrow team. They're keeping the ball alive, the tackling's superb, and now you're going to pick a man of the match from this, I'll never know. Oh. Here's Bishard, he's done his job. There's not one man out there who hasn't done the job. You can't say anybody doesn't deserve this. Here's Kavanagh out to Rollison. He's come on, he's gained the yards. Barrow forwards have been superb. When you think that the two main prop forwards are missing, here's Holt, puts the ball up the field. And did that come off a old KR man or not? And it did. It's going to be Barrow head and ball. Thought there was a little clip there. Can Barrow do the unbelievable and score 50 points? It certainly made the league stand up again and look. It's held in the forwards. Darren Holt out to Kavanagh. Atkinson shows the ball. Ooh, he's halfway through the gap. Good cover up by Richard Smith. Kavanagh out to McDermott. Ooh, bit high, but referee said it was his chest. Kavanagh out to Michael Whitehead. Gets the ball away to Dave Clark. He's going for the line. And, ooh, he's just short. Quick play the ball. Kavanagh out to Holt. Long ball out. Taken by McAllister. Cuts back inside. Atkinson out to Bishard. Hughes back to Bishard, back to McAllister. Just a little bit too much in a short distance there. It could go up in the air, this. It's gone to Holt, or is he going to have a drop? Oh, and he's just pulled it wide. But But it's with a shot, because if it goes over, it's a point and ball back. So 10 minutes to go. Smith, he's having to take the ball up. Out to the big prop forward, Alex Thompson. Drops the ball. But it's gone back, play on. Donahoe shows it to Stanley G. We've not seen much of this standoff. He's been well policed. Gets the ball out to number 15, Craig Hardy. He's tackled on the halfway line. Marker's not working again. Only one marker for Barrow, and they're taking the dummy. Dixon out to Donahoe. Oh, poor ball there. Knocked forward. Starting to rain again. There's still a few spots of rain. So it's a scrum down, 25 metres inside the Hull KR half. Jeff Luxon comes back on the field. Ian Rollison who goes off. Comes out to Salmon. Been very safe. Paul Salmon. Darren Holt. Shimmying over 1, over 2. Takes it up just short of the halfway line. Just drove back 2 or 3 yards. Dave Clark out to Jeff Luxon. Just tackled just short of the halfway line. He is Dave Clark. Out to Bashard. He takes it just over halfway line. 4 tackles gone. It's out to Kavanagh. I heard he's been showing some soccer skills, Bluey Kavanagh, for Ascombe United of late. Back to Clark. Out to Atkinson. Tries the chip through. Picks it up. And he's got over. What a superb try from Phil Atkinson. Little kick through. And he picks it up superbly. And what can you say about this centre? He's going through a real great pace at the moment. Well, who could have thought of this score? I keep going on about it, but Barrow injury hit. These lads have come in, and you wouldn't believe that none of them have been playing first team. And it's Darren Holt with another chance to put 2 points on the board. $15 points to Darren Holt at the moment. Leading point scorer in both divisions. Don't know why Sky are ever interested in this Barrow. They show a second division team now and again, or first division should say, but they don't seem to be interested in this Barrow. We've got the leading point scorer here, and beating a team like this, but they don't know what's hit them. And Holt pulls it wide. With just 5 minutes remaining, the points are in the bag. 43 points to 12. This is the biggest score that Hull KR have been beat for a long time, I think. Easy take from Darren Holt, gives it out to young Steve Jackson. Just stick it up the jumper for 6 now, Michael Whitehead. When you look at this team, you've got young Mike Whitehead, he's only a young lad, what, 18, 19 is he, something like that. Steve Jackson, 18, 19. Ooh, well pass, here's Paul Salmon, under 19. Phil Atkinson, you won't believe he's only just in his 20s. Here's Jonathan Hughes. He'll be happy with his troops today. Jeff Luxon. Last tackle. It's Dave Clark, he's had a superb game, Dave Clark, this hooker. I've noticed he doesn't seem to have his knees strapped. He's had his knees strapped for a few games. Maybe that's been a little bit of a bugbear. He's not been his usual self in a couple of games, but this one he's been back to his normal self, Dave Clark. Here's Tyower. Oh, a brilliant tackle by McDermott. Out to number 16. There's Harrison. And another tackle by McDermott. Yeah, tackle all day. Oh, he missed that one. Darren Holt, he doesn't miss him. Nice ball out to Donohoe. Good cover back. He gets the ball away, and that's going to be picked up by Darren Holt. Gives it out to Hughes. Out to Atkinson. Out to McAllister. Tries to get inside, and he's wrestled into touch. And young Mike Whitehead taking the man of the match. Certainly had a good game. I won't argue with that, but you could have picked any one of them, and none of them would have been said anything against. Here's Stanley Jean, out to Kitchen. Nice ball out. I can't understand why Hull KR changed the scrum half. This Kitchen was quite dangerous the first half. They put Donohoe in for some reason. Nice ball out to Smith. It's gone to ground. It's going to be picked up by the prop forward, Luckwell. Back to Donohoe, shows the ball. Back to number 10, Thompson. Hull KR, Barrow hoping to keep him out, keep it a trialless half. Here's Kitchen, out to Jean. Wrapped up well by Darren Holt. Smith, out to Luckwell. Good tackle, gets it back to Tyower. Oh, nice ball. Smith took it well and he goes in. Pick that ball out of the air there, Richard Smith. To score him by the corner. Barrow may be a little bit tired now. Plus the fact is they know they've got the game in the bag. So it'll be Donohoe who takes over the... Donohoe with the conversion attempt. It's 15 metres in from the touch line. Oh, and it's a bad kick. Lazy kick there from Donohoe. So just 2 minutes plus injury time to go. Does Barrow come up to restart? Just playing out the last few minutes now. Darren Holt puts the ball at the field, taken by Tyower. He looked a useful lad though, this centre. Stopped 3 good breaks by Barrow. Kavanagh and Whitehead bring him down. Here's Dixon. Back inside to Fletcher, back to Dixon, ducks under one. Tackle just short of the halfway line. Donahoe out to Luckwell, held up by Bouchard. Takes it 10 metres inside the Barrow half. Be Donahoe acting half back. Out to number 16, Des Harrison. Ulkea gaining big yards at the moment. Here's Tyower. Change with Donahoe. Back to Harrison. Last tackle. Tyower. Back to Donahoe. Kicks for the corner. Oh, and that's a poor kick, I think. Still last tackle, I think. Ulkea keeping it alive. It's out to Kitchen. And he's going to go in. Oh, he's dropped it again! Two that Kitchen's dropped with a line at his mercy. And he's knocked out by the Barrow man. 1-on-1, so it's a scrum down, head and feet to Ulkea. And it was Paul Salmon who got across. So more pressure here. Donahoe switches out to Tyower. Oh, and what a mess up there. Did well there, the wingman. Here's Tyower going for the line. Try to duck under the Barrow defence. We're into injury time now as Dixon goes in at the dummy half position, puts it back inside, try to use the big lad. He doesn't get it down, he's held up. Dixon again, out to Donahoe. Stanley Jean shows the ball, puts it inside to Smith, wrapped up by Whitehead, back to Jean. He runs into Dave Clark, wrestle to the ground. Luckwell, the big Aussie, going for the line. Last tackle. Oh, and it's slack there around the play of the ball, and it's number 15 who's gone in, Craig Hardy. .43 points to 20. Two tries there in a couple of minutes from Ulkea. Just taking a little bit of shine off this win by Barrow. They could have just held them out, but I don't think that the coach Paul Chant will be too bothered with that. And after that display, they've got the back points in the bag. And it's off the posts, and Barrow have won it, and that's the final score. We'll go through the scoring. It was 44 minutes, and it was a nice take and drop by Darren Holt, who put it over and make it 21 points to 12. On 54 minutes, it was that man, Manahara. He went over in by the corner, make it 25 points to 12. An excellent conversion from this Darren Holt, make it 27 points to 12. Then it was a big up and under. Two Ulkea players went for it. Seemed to be no problem. It was Richard Smith and Paul Rouse. They run into each other. The ball bounces over the line, and Dave Warwick run up and touched it down to make it 31 points to 12.